Imagine you're baking a cake. You carefully measure out every ingredient, follow each step in the recipe, and set the timer just right. You're confident that the cake will turn out perfectly, just as it should. But when you open the oven, the cake is burnt and flat. Despite your best efforts, something's gone wrong. The result is not what you expected, and it's definitely not what you wanted to serve. In the world of medicine manufacturing, this is similar to what's called an out-of-specification, or OOS result. An OOS result means a test outcome falls outside the strict approved quality limits set for a product, just like your cake didn't meet the standard for a delicious dessert. These quality limits are like the recipe for a safe, effective medicine. They cover everything from the strength of the active ingredient to purity, appearance, and even how the medicine dissolves. Every detail is checked to make sure the medicine will work as intended and be safe for patients. An OOS result is a serious warning sign. It could mean the batch is too strong, too weak, contaminated, or otherwise not meeting the standards. This isn't just a minor mistake. It could put patient health at risk. That's why investigating OOS results is absolutely critical. It's not just about fixing a single batch. It's about protecting patient safety, maintaining trust, and meeting strict regulatory requirements. Health authorities like the FDA in the United States and the MHRA in the UK pay close attention to how companies handle OOS results. They see thorough OOS investigations as a direct reflection of a company's commitment to quality and patient safety. Mishandling or ignoring OOS results can have serious consequences. It can lead to product recalls, import bans, damaged reputations, and even the shutdown of entire manufacturing facilities. The stakes are incredibly high. It's also important to distinguish OOS results from something called out-of-trend, or OOT results. While OOS means a result is outside the allowed limits, OOT refers to results that are still within limits but show unusual patterns or shifts compared to previous data. For example, an OOT result might be a sudden drop in purity that's still technically acceptable, but it doesn't fit the usual trend. These changes can be early warning signs of bigger problems in the manufacturing process. Ignoring OOTs can allow small issues to grow into major failures, putting future batches and patient safety at risk. That's why both OOS and OOT results demand careful, structured investigation. Investigating these results isn't just a regulatory requirement, it's a vital part of ensuring every medicine is safe, effective, and trustworthy. Teams work together to find the root cause, correct the issue, and prevent it from happening again. Every pill a patient takes is a promise of quality and safety. OOS investigations are how we keep that promise, ensuring that medicines do what they're supposed to do every single time. That's why OOS results matter so much. OOS investigations evolved from a history of mistakes and unsafe practices. In the past, companies would retest until they got a passing result, ignoring initial failures. The 1993 Barr Laboratories case changed everything, making it clear that every OOS result must be thoroughly investigated. The FDA responded with official guidance, emphasizing timely, thorough, and scientific investigations. Today, global regulators focus on data integrity, risk management, and effective corrective actions. The journey has moved from reactive compliance to proactive, science-based quality and patient safety. The FDA's approach to out-of-specification, or OOS investigations, is a clear, structured, and methodical three-phase process. This framework is designed to ensure that every unexpected or questionable laboratory result is addressed with scientific rigor and transparency, leaving no room for ambiguity or oversight. Phase 1 focuses on the laboratory itself. Investigators start by checking for any errors in testing procedures, equipment calibration, or sample handling. Was there a simple mix-up, a miscalculation, or perhaps a malfunctioning instrument? Every detail is scrutinized, from the way samples are labeled to the accuracy of the analytical methods used. If a clear laboratory error is identified, it must be thoroughly documented, and the sample is retested to confirm the result. However, if no error is found, the investigation doesn't stop there. It moves forward to the next phase, ensuring nothing is overlooked. Phase 2 broadens the scope to the entire manufacturing process. Here, the investigation expands beyond the lab. examining every step involved in producing the batch in question. A cross-functional team, often including quality assurance, production and laboratory staff, reviews production records, equipment logs, and raw material sources. They work together to trace the root cause, looking for any deviations or anomalies that could explain the OOS result. If the cause remains elusive after this comprehensive review, the investigation advances to Phase 3, the most in-depth stage. In Phase 3, investigators form hypotheses about possible causes and design targeted experiments or tests to confirm or rule them out. This phase demands creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration to uncover hidden issues. If a root cause is finally identified, the affected batch is rejected to protect patient safety. If no cause can be found, the batch is still considered suspect and, as a precaution, is usually rejected as well. This structured, step-by-step approach ensures that every OOS result is investigated with scientific integrity and thoroughness. There are no shortcuts, only evidence-based decisions that prioritize safety and quality. Ultimately, the goal is clear: to protect patients and uphold the highest standards of pharmaceutical quality. That's the FDA's roadmap for every investigation. Phase 1 starts at the lab bench, focusing on whether a clear error occurred during testing. The analyst and supervisor review every step: methods, calculations, instrument data, and materials. All evidence is preserved, and a formal, documented discussion takes place. Regulators expect detailed documentation, not just a checklist. If a clear lab error is found, document it and retest. If not, the OOS result stands, and the investigation moves to Phase 2. You can't discard a result without scientific proof of error. This phase is about facts, not blame. If no lab error is found, Phase 2 launches a full-scale investigation. A cross-functional team reviews the entire manufacturing process: batch records, equipment, raw materials, and personnel training. They look for deviations, equipment issues, or supplier problems. Historical trends are checked to spot recurring issues. The investigation also considers if other batches or products could be affected. Regulators expect a thorough, systematic, and well-documented process. The final report must detail the investigation, root cause analysis, and corrective actions. The goal: find the real cause and prevent recurrence. If Phase 2 doesn't reveal a cause, Phase 3 begins: hypothesis testing. The team forms a theory based on evidence and designs targeted tests to confirm or disprove it. Testing is not random, it's focused and statistically justified. If the hypothesis is confirmed, document the root cause and reject the batch. If not, the OOS result stands and the batch is rejected anyway. Regulators take unexplained OOS results very seriously. The final report must clearly justify the decision. No root cause? The batch fails. OOS investigations demand transparency and scientific rigor. That's how quality is protected. Both the FDA and MHRA demand rigorous OUS investigations, but their focus differs. The FDA's guidance is highly structured, emphasizing documentation, timelines, and a step-by-step process. The MHRA stresses quality risk management, encouraging companies to scale investigations based on patient risk. Both reject testing into compliance and require scientific justification for every decision. The FDA is process-oriented. The MHRA is risk-based. In practice, global companies should combine both, follow the FDA's structure and the MHRA's risk principles. The best OOS systems meet the highest global standards. Robust investigations protect patients and businesses alike. Regulators want evidence of a culture of quality. That's the real benchmark. Real warning letters from the FDA provide a window into the real consequences when out-of-specification or OOS investigations are mishandled. These letters are not just formalities. They highlight the very real risks to patient safety and company reputation when protocols are ignored or shortcuts are taken. For example, in 2024, Sun Pharma failed to expand its investigation beyond a single batch, missing the opportunity to uncover deeper systemic issues that could affect multiple products or processes. This narrow focus left potential risks unaddressed, putting both patients and the company at risk. Meanwhile, Beatrice invalidated failing results without any scientific justification, simply retesting until they achieved a passing result. This practice, known as testing into compliance, undermines the integrity of laboratory data and can mask serious quality problems. As a result, both companies faced severe regulatory action, including costly import bans, damaged reputations, and significant financial losses that extended far beyond the initial problem. The two biggest mistakes seen in these cases are failing to investigate broadly enough and discarding or ignoring results without solid, documented evidence to support those decisions. These failures often stem from a desire to find easy answers or to quickly close investigations, rather than conducting thorough, unbiased root cause analyses that address the real issues. Regulators expect companies to look for systemic problems, not just isolated incidents, and to carefully document every step of their investigation process to demonstrate transparency and accountability. Cutting corners in OOS investigations is a high-risk gamble that rarely pays off. The short-term gain is never worth the long-term consequences. FDA warning letters serve as powerful reminders that a company's quality culture is ultimately judged by how it responds to failures and challenges, not just by its successes. OOS investigations are the ultimate test of a company's commitment to quality, integrity, and patient safety. Every step matters. Mastering OUS investigations is about more than compliance. It's about trust and patient safety. Here's a checklist for excellence. Act immediately and document everything. Follow the 3-phase structure lab, full process, hypothesis testing. Assemble a cross-functional team for phase 2. Be objective. Let data guide you. Expand your investigation. Could other batches be affected? Find the true root cause and implement effective corrective actions. Avoid common pitfalls. Never test into compliance, never discard results without proof, and never stop at the obvious. All testing must be formally documented. Don't blame the analyst without evidence. Check that corrective actions actually work. Excellence means doing the right thing, even when it's hard, because patient safety is always worth it.